Welcome viewers. This is our first roundtable as Fulana Sports, and today's discussion will purely be a review of the year as it has been, 2020. We really understand that 2020 has been a very trying year, and on my left is Michael Chifodia, Head of Facility and Fitness at Fulana Sports. And on my right is Zena Shamba, Head of Nutrition. All of us will be giving the perspective of the yearly review based on our area of focus and specialization. We really understand that the fitness industry has been seriously affected worldwide as a result of the current pandemic. We are still on the high as far as infections are concerned and the cases, but our existence until now has been as a result of support of our business partners, especially our landlord and our members. Those who kept faith in us really came back when we opened up in July, and they have really been supporting us through and through. So, as far as the operations of 2020 is concerned, we started in a very good standing for the first 3 months, and we basically went to near ground zero when we shut down. We laid off staff, and even after opening up, we never resumed all at full capacity. We have been operating at best probably 40% capacity, but that has kept us going, and as we enter 2021, we still have very strong faith that things are going to return back to normal, and we'll continue doing what we love doing best, that is providing wellness and fitness and ensuring all our members stay fit. Ask Mike to do a short review of the year as we move ahead.
Thank you, Patrick. Hi guys. And so I think one of the first things I'd like to mention is, if we look at how the year has been, like how the year has, where we've come from and where we are now, when the current pandemic that we're going through, how it hit us. And from the fitness side, I think like one of the first things that most of the clients were worried about was, are they still going to be training? You know, like as in, are they still going to be able to stay fit when they're now during the lockdown and they know they have to be staying at home? And to me, I felt like one of the biggest challenges they'd face was how to get motivation to train. Like, if you know you're going to spend the whole day at home, like how are you going to tell yourself, let me wake up and let me train and go about, you know, the normal day-to-day things that you'd have to do from home. But as you know, as a facility, we came up with, we thought about how we can stay in touch with our clients, and we started sending workouts. We sent a PDF, we'd send PDFs, workouts, and eventually after that we started also doing now video on demand. We'd send our clients videos, and you notice it was one of those, it kind of kept that relationship and kind of kept us, you know, everyone on our toes, because you'd know as an instructor you also have to be training. And for most of the guys, actually the male clientele, one of their biggest worry was, am I still going to keep my muscle? You know, the muscle they had gained from, you know, all the weight training and the strength training. And it was quite, you know, it was one of those, that's where, you know, people usually have this thing of, they tend to tell themselves that they can only build muscle or have a good physique only when they're lifting weights. But one thing that we actually also discovered was that even body weight, just body weight exercises, you know, you actually get to do a good workout, and as Zena would agree with us, as long as you're watching what you're eating, and you're training well, then you'd have no problem. So I think one of the most challenges that we faced as everyone, like not just instructors or even to the clients, it was one of those, will I still be able to do a workout without weights or without going to the gym, But all in all, I think it went pretty well because all of us stayed motivated, and you could see even from our clients' feedback, like the way they were as well, like they also showed that interest that they really wanted to stay fit, and they were doing everything they could, to ensure that they'd get up, go jogging around where they stay, and do a couple of bodyweight exercises that we both share. So despite the rough situation that we went through before we opened, I'd say we managed to get through. Like we adopted to the situation that came in at that time. And even when now the time that we opened, it was a bit of a struggle, now bringing back the strength training with weights, and guys were used to doing body weight exercises. It took quite some time for guys to get back into, to get used to it again, but because people stayed dedicated and committed to wanting to achieve their goals, I think that's what made it, kind of flow, and it just made us, continue moving on and continue training in a good way.
And Zena, how has the current situation as far as pandemic is concerned contributed to you offering your services at Fulana Sports as far as nutrition is concerned?
Okay, the pandemic was very unpredictable. No one was ready for it, so it came, as a shock for everyone, and it forced many people to make quick adjustments. Most people had no idea on how to adjust, and judging by constant feedback I've gotten from our members and several clients is that they have come to that realization that food actually really counts on your fitness progress, because most people said that during that period when they were at home, when they were working from home during the lockdown, they were quite unable to control their eating habits. This was probably as a result of the emotional and mental, strain, because this is a very weird situation where you were in, and at that point, most people slacked on their healthy eating, even those who are on top of their game when it comes to eating right. And you find for some of them, the progress that they had made earlier this year kinda, went aback due to this fact, because they could simply eat what they could get. It was about that time when one would only eat what was available. So we have come to the realization that indeed food and our our eating habits contribute a lot to our overall health and fitness goals, and this has made our members more conscious when it comes to eating, because they now know for certain that whether a pandemic or not, eating has to be in check for you to maintain your progress, for you to maintain that for your progress to be sustainable, for your progress to be long term. You need to train hard, train smart, and also eat smart. So I'm glad, because being a negative period, it brought out that positive outcome where people are now super conscious on what they eat, and they have formed that positive attitude towards healthy eating. And I believe this will really help and bring people on board to really improve on their nutrition and health.
I think I'm going to agree with Zena, because based on the researches I've been reading through, a research done in US has really confirmed that close to 40% of those who are working at home have increased weight due to increasing calorie intake as a result of working from home. And still the same research suggests that there is a difference more, the ladies increased more weight than men for those who are researched working from home. So the aspect of the pandemic that necessitated lockdown and the shift in organizational operation, that where non-critical services were pushed to be operated from home, really affected those who opted to work from home. And the fact that they also didn't have or don't have access to nutritional and fitness guidance probably contributed to their loss of fitness as well. As far as the explanation that Mike has said, I would really say that for our members who opted to come early, we really saw evidence of muscle attrition, in the sense that most of them opted to focus on endurance and cardio training, and basically that was outdoor running and nothing else, and this basically led to muscle attrition and weakness in physique, and probably that's what encouraged them to come back to the gym immediately we are given the leeway to open. Maybe Mike, how far has Fulana progressed in terms of fitness program scheduling post-COVID time?
Okay. When it came to post-COVID, one of the things that we stopped doing was group classes in the studio because of me not having enough air in the studio. So we opted to be having our outdoor classes. Now our class is outdoors. Every group workout has been outdoors. And what we realized from this was, of course, the noticeable changes would be the environment. You know, guys were used to doing a group class in the studio, but once we started doing them from outdoors, it brought this kind of, like, you're out there with the nature, you know. And guys had been used to, you know, jogging outside. Like every time you'd be, like, you know, when I'm on a matatu coming to town, I'd always find along Langata Road, you'd find like a whole bunch of people running. And you'd even think, you know, Langata is just made of athletes because the road is usually full of people. But we've structured our classes now in such a way that we're always doing our classes outdoors. There's a lot of air, so we carry bikes, we take bikes outside, we take weights outside. Like, it's like we take a whole gym outside. If we could move even equipment, we could. But we've developed a program where whenever we're doing group training, we do it from outside. And we've noticed clients are getting engaged more because, you know, like, you're out there, there's a lot of space. If you want to tell someone, jump from, you know, they'll ask you how high, you know, type of thing. But when it comes to training in the gym, we made like time slots. We gave guys 1.5 hours. Guys make a booking, they call, hey guys, I'll come in at this time to this time, because again, we also made adjustments to having a maximum of like 10 people in the gym. So guys would make a booking, the whole social distancing. You have 1.5 hours, which means you'd come in, you do your warm up, you have your workout done, and then, you know, a few would shower from here, but some would, you know, prefer to shower at home. And actually, one thing I can say that helped us come to this point that we're at is we have clients that also, you know, that are also conscious when it comes to being clean. So even when we came back to work post-COVID, we didn't really struggle much when it came to ensuring everyone was keeping the place clean. Because already our clients, they always had this mentality of, I have to sanitize my, the equipment that I'm using before I use it. After I'm done training, I also have to sanitize. So we've always had this culture of ensuring that wherever you're working out, you're in a clean environment. So I think that's also one of the things and one of the areas that helped us adjust and, move and adapt during the current pandemic. And that's how we even survived through and through. And so I guess I could say also, Fulana Sports, we've always here, the whole team has always also been very conscious on when it comes to being clean. I think it's like one of the first things that we always look at is the facility clean, because there's no way you're going to enjoy training and you're in a dirty environment. So at least when the clients see us, we're making an effort, they also know from themselves that they also have to put in a certain effort when it comes to adjusting.
My contribution to that will also be that when the country went into a lockdown, then what came to mind as a team is how do we communicate with our members? And we sat down and said, hey, what is more important is to ensure that we remain engaged and we constantly keep communicating with our members. And the first aspect will be, let's try to develop fitness programs and share them out with our members. That's how we started sharing out the PDF programs on weekly basis with our members. The feedback that we got from our members is what made us start developing short instructional videos. So when we developed those short instructional videos, they had been developed from the previous PDFs that we used to send to our clients, so that we give them a quick short, other than asking them to go back, Google, go to the YouTube for them to research a workout, and probably some of these workouts, the flow is our own signature flow. So they may not end up getting the flow from the YouTube. So that's how we ended up developing short instructional videos. And as we progressed, we ended up saying, what about us working out the same videos? So other than just sharing the videos to our clients, we ended up practicing those, developing the videos. That's how we ended up developing the video on demand. And currently we have close to a library, over 100 video on demand sessions that part of 2021 is to shop for a platform through which we can load the videos and share them with our clients on the go. So we look forward in having virtual offerings in 2021 for those who are not in a position to access our facility at any given time. I remember when we first sat down and said, let's start our first outdoor event or on a Monday. We weren't sure about the response. And we were even amazed when we ended up having only 8 people attend the outdoor session on day 1. We are so happy and we feel highly appreciated when we find that we have increased from 1 to 3 sessions a week, and all sessions are houseful. So going to the new year, we tend to believe outdoors is the real thing now, and probably it's still going to remain our signature workouts, and probably we're going to increase more workouts going forward. Zena, maybe I'd like you to contribute on how your clients have responded to nutrition after the lockdown, and how it's going with them.
Well, for the existing clients, they've really been more motivated. There's been great improvement. They are more motivated and they push harder, because having experienced the fallback or the backward trend during the pandemic when it first came, they are now really excited. They always ask a lot of questions, and they are more determined. Even judging from the present follow-ups we've been doing, they're actually making great improvements because they are more dedicated than ever. Since having realized that it takes a wrong move, or it takes just one, bad or poor eating habit to take you back. So they are getting into it, gradually, and taking it very positively as well. And we plan to keep empowering them to, keep at their progress by checking progress. And that's why we are really urging our members to take the body composition seriously, because it is part and parcel of showing you where you are, matters, nutrition status and your fitness status. So that, working towards a goal is always the most important thing. Instead of just doing it for the sake of it, you have to work towards an end goal. And this end goal, I believe, for all of us is to have improved lifestyle habits, have improved fitness statuses, and also good nutrition. So basically my clients are on a good track, and I keep encouraging them. Even during the festive season, they need to stay, alert. There's indulgence here and there, but we have agreed and, I've guided them on how to, do this safely to avoid any negative impact that it could have on their progress so far. Yes.
Growing up, nutrition was never an element within the fitness circuit. We always believe that all you need to do is to keep healthy is to train, to be physically fit. But as we get along, we have come to realize that matters, nutrition, are at the base of the pyramid as far as health, wholeness is concerned. That your nutrition basically becomes the basic foundation that determines how healthy living you are. An aspect that most of us really struggle to digest. Also, probably other than fitness, nutrition, there's also the aspect of the mind, the spirituality of a person, the calmness of a person, also determines the overall health an individual is. And probably it will be very important, an aspect that probably we need to encourage our gym members also to consider that how socially attached, how socially grounded are you, not only to yourself but to your environment, to the universe, and to your God. That coupled with your fitness regimen and your nutrition bounded together define the wholeness of your health status. So it really negates logic in the sense that if you neglect your nutrition and you have stress on depressions that affects your composure and stability as a person, however much we push you on the treadmill and functional workouts, there'll be a delay in delivery in terms of your overall fitness level. My belief is that wellness, it's more kind of a trilogy that involves the physical body, the nutritional aspect, and the mind status. I don't know what you think about it.
I happen to agree with you because actually you'd notice like during the time when we were away, how I was saying, finding that discipline to tell yourself, let me wake up and let me train and then continue working from home. That was a hard task that people had to face because you see people were used to waking up and leaving the house. So they go train and then they head to work, to the office. But when you know you're in a comfort zone, you know it's really usually hard to even see results of any kind when you're in a comfort zone. So getting that discipline and having that right mind state of saying, what do I want to achieve? Or what you ask yourself, what is the reason that is making me train? What is the reason that is making me, watch what I'm eating? When you're able to answer such questions, I think that helps you get into that mind state of, okay, where is my fitness program? Like, as in, which program am I following? And you'd see here at Fulana Sports, what we do, we've been focusing more on functional workouts actually, ever since like the pandemic. Because with functional workouts, you'd notice there are workouts that focus more on building the core and your back. So these are workouts in the sense that when you're doing that workout, it's going to help you with even anything that you're doing, your daily movements, anything like, for people who are spending time in the house, you realize when you're like moving the furniture around, because guys had so much time now, they're spending so much time in the house, people started moving furniture around and they realized they're feeling a pain in their back. And you don't know where it's coming from, but once we started focusing more on the functional workouts, you notice, like, for example, you're pulling a couch, that's already you're working on your back. You have your back and your biceps are already involved. So we started focusing so much on that, and again, a functional workout also helps with it. It burns calories like 14 hours after you're done with your workout. So that's where Zena would come in, and she's telling guys, it's really important for you to be watching what you're eating, because it's not just about how you're training, but exactly also how you're eating. They go hand in hand for you to see results. And I'd say we have been able to achieve that in the sense that we send guys our workout program. Guys have their programs on their phone. So even after some time, when we're now doing the review, like Zena was saying, we take a body composition analysis. When guys came back, we ensured we had to get everyone to do the body composition analysis so that you know the exact, like the amount of muscle mass that you've gained, the amount of body fat, like the amount of muscle loss that you have had. And like once we start doing our reviews, it's always helped us because we're even able to look back and say, okay, let's see your training program. And you look at, okay, this workout didn't really work out because when you're fixing imbalances, most people have an imbalance. And you look at maybe, for example, the lower body, you'd be like, okay, there was an imbalance here, and then you'd be able to look back at your workout and say, this exercise wasn't working, or this one is working, or what do we need to improve on? So I guess like all I'm trying to say is, once you have that discipline of saying, I have a training program, I'm disciplined, I have a meal plan that I'm following, that alone can even help you with becoming disciplined in your area of work. Like it's something that will help you even meet your deadlines, because it's the same thing. You use the same concept. when you're training, when you want to achieve something, you want to lose body fat, you put yourself on a current program, on a certain program. And when you're able to follow that, you see results. So same way, even like when you're managing your stress, now where the mind comes in. When you're stressed out or when you have, a lot of things bothering you, just as long as you know that I'm supposed to do this and this, have a structure, have a certain structure, know what you're following, then you'd be able to, to move on and just live a healthier and better life. I think that's where the discipline comes in from. I don't know what you think, Zane.
Yeah, so I totally agree with my colleagues on the synergy effect that exists between state of mind, nutrition and fitness. And that's why at Fulana Sports we have completely embraced the holistic approach, whereby we don't only focus on one of the three aspects, but to ensure that one is good in all areas. In terms of, interestingly, when you have a good state of mind, you will enjoy your workouts, you will be, at liberty, you'll feel good, you'll enjoy your meals. And on the other hand, also what you consume has a great impact on your moods, on your stress levels. We have foods which are low caloric foods or super high caloric foods that do not give you long-lasting energy. So whatever you eat has a great impact on how you feel at the end of the day. And members can testify to this, that when you get into the gym in a bad mood, or maybe you're low, you're feeling, low energies, usually post your workout, your energy levels are always, off the roof. You usually feel good. And this is a feedback that we've received from most clients who came in the gym not feeling it, but at the end of the session they're feeling so nice, they're excited, they're all smiles. So this shows that these three have to go hand in hand. One cannot be left out for you to have optimal progress, and a progress that is long-term and sustainable. So we have to make sure that we work on these three areas all together.
The other aspect, probably the next question we should be looking at is even in the midst of a bad year as it is, there's been some positives that have come along. There's been positives that have tagged along. Probably it will be amazing for us to look at individual gains and probably gains as far as the company is concerned. To start with, probably on even as the year has been tough, I probably have managed to progress academically, and that for me is something positive. And I'm on my last aspect of finishing my thesis and of my second degree, and I find that is something I should not take for granted. The positives of the year also is just by the fact I'm alive. I have not been sick or infected or affected by COVID. I know of my colleagues who have been affected, a few have died, and the aspect that I am alive to tell the story, and I find that's by God's grace. As far as Fulana Sports is concerned, even when we closed down, the team converged. Even with the smallest resources that we had, we engaged our clients. The team was really psyched, operating at very low income level. The camaraderie we had amongst ourselves is something that I found it quite amazing. The partnership we developed with the Glory Star that ended up giving us Fulana Sports having the rights of selling Tawi temperature checking systems. And going forward, the digitalization of the checking system within our facility, and the partnership we have with a software company in India, I find that to be a very positive thing to talk. Having gone as far as developing plus 100 video on demand library, and knowing that we have a product in place that we need to be offloading to the market at some point next year, is something positive to talk about. And I think overall we have the gloom side, but we also have the positive side. Not forgetting the understanding we had and support we had from our landlord, the All Saints Cathedral Church, and the members who had faith in us to come back and support us, support our personal trainers. It's something that I believe it covers the darkness. It brightens up the darkness, and it shows that even at times of gloom, humanity overrides, and shows that with the support, people can come together and outshine any struggle that comes before them. That would be my positives for this year. I really don't know what you have for this year.
That is quite true, actually. I think the way I had mentioned earlier, it's like people got into a state of panic when the pandemic came. You know, it was one of those, what am I going to do? How am I going to survive? You know, I was not ready for this. You know, no one had saved or anything. But what you realize is that we saw people focusing on themselves, because guys now had that time, you know, you had all that time to yourself, and you started looking at the areas, where am I weak, and, you know, what are my weak areas? How can I improve? What new hobby or what new thing can I learn? You know, and again, as you're saying, for most people, most individuals, they got into the whole education. There are many online courses that were available, and even at discounted rates, you know, and for the majority, they took that as an opportunity. I also happened to, you know, also study online. I took 2 courses that I started doing, and individually, it was one of those things that it allowed me to, you know, actually look at my life and, you know, focus, try and see what are the things that I enjoy, what am I passionate about, is there a way that I can improve, or how can I become a better person to help someone else, you know, develop themselves better. And individually, you notice that it made me even become more conscious about other people. You know, we're in the service industry, and our purpose is to, you know, to serve others, to help others meet their goals. And you'd realize that now the support that was coming in from the guys the other clients that we have, it was a two-way thing, so to say. You know, we are offering, you know, home workouts. We're like, okay, it's not just enough for the PDF workout. We're going to do this with you guys. Because, you know, there's this belief that instructors don't do body weight workouts. But it actually became something that was enjoyable, quite enjoyable, because if I may say myself, I used to be a lot bigger than this. And when we were doing these videos, at some point I'd struggle, you know, like even just doing like burpees, you know, jumping. But it was quite a funny scene. It was quite funny to see, you know, someone like me trying to do a burpee. But I can say a positive was that the fact that I was willing to give it a try, you know. I would motivate other people and they would be like, if Mike can do it, so why can't I, you know, type of thing. So the positive in that sense was that we really saw how guys can look out for each other. Guys started being concerned over the other, you know, like colleagues trying to come together. What can we do to help the community? Or even guys who were bringing, you know, like helping people that they don't even know because they knew every single person, you know, was going through a struggle. And another positive was what I can say, or what I saw was that, like you said, here the team surviving on, you know, on the minimum that we had, but we still managed to keep on, you know, enduring because we still had that hope that things will get better, you know. And it's always a good thing when you see that when you do your best and when you give your all, you see that you're making a change in someone's life, and you can see that, you know, that person appreciates it because you're giving your time. And because we had time, you know, like what were you going to be doing if you're spending the whole day at home and you're not doing anything? So people had that time to actually to reflect, how can I become better? What can I do to you know, help someone else's life become better? And we saw that support when we opened early, and still the numbers were raging. But we opened early and we had guys coming in who still wanted to train, and they were showing their support and belief in us because they believed we were able to still adapt to adapt to the new norm. And we can see it right now that, you know, we've come to the end of the year and we're still continuing with operations. So that is a really positive thing that I saw in 2020, that people really supported each other, and it remains like a family. You see the way it is, like we're like a family, and everyone always says, like even the members say they believe they belong to a family, and I really saw that like during this trying year, like that was a really great positive that I saw from my end.
Zana?
So for me, despite the lows that I went through this year, I'd like to really acknowledge the positive aspects of that came along with this pandemic. First thing is that I was able to really grow spiritually, especially during the lockdown. There was so much, you know, emotional, mental, you know, challenges here and there, having to stay in the house without, you know, everything was so unpredictable, and I had to learn how to create a balance with what was happening aside from my normal lifestyle. And I really did a lot of self-improvement on myself. Yeah, it is still mind-blowing because on the other hand, I was also able to, you know, boost my knowledge in terms of my career. I did a lot of research because, to be honest, I had more extra time on my hand. So I really opened new avenues to just educate myself and grow intellectually, and that has really enabled me to see that I have so much, you know, potential beside what I have currently. And another thing is that even though we were going through this pandemic, I saw the togetherness that we as the colleagues had during the team. It really brought us together because I believe we did more things together, you know, even after we had to be short-staffed and everything, we could still, you know, merge in other areas like trying to make our members comfortable during the boot camps, during the workouts. And another thing is that I was actually able to, boost my exercising habit. I used to exercise before, but during this time I have actually adapted a stronger, perception regarding exercise. I am more drawn to it, and I really appreciate that. Another thing is that the support that came from our members, even though people were on, curfews, and we were still uncertain on what was in store. People were feeling unsafe, but all in all, when we opened in the first phase, clients showed up, even though the turnout was low at the beginning, but this was really supportive, because they had a choice to stay at home and do the home workouts, but they still, pushed and showed up. And this motivated other members to also, believe and trust that everything will be well. And that is what has brought us to this point right now. And this I really, really acknowledge, because I believe it's God's doing that where we are right now. And generally, I'll say there has been a lot of positives than negatives for most people. And I plan to continue working on myself, and also working together with my team to continue empowering our clients. And another great thing relative to nutrition service is that most clients have actually grown more curious than before, to improve their lifestyle habits. Because with COVID-19, it was evident that people with the highest immunity levels had a higher chance of, survival and, healing from it if you caught it. But that is a fact that has really motivated individuals to put their health first, than before. So I really like the fact that it has enabled us to be able to get our members on board regarding how they need to live their lifestyles, how they need to eat, how they need to, push in their workouts and fitness, and just establish a wholesome, health. Yes.
So, as we wrap up, we would like probably to briefly talk what is in store for us as Fulana Sport in the coming year and beyond. With the current pandemic status, it has really shown, brought to fore the importance of coming with a virtual offering as far as fitness is concerned. So we as Fulana Sports are going to come up with a mix of brick and mortar, while at the same time have virtual offering. We are going to continue providing a hybrid kind of fitness regimen, where we have on-site and off-site, and that's where we are headed to, and I think it's very important. And we have also seen the quick adoption of outdoor workouts, and we can comfortably see how members are really encouraged to come during outdoor workouts. So I tend to see that going forward we need to increase our workout sessions every day. So probably I'm seeing a situation where most of our mornings should be well covered in terms of workouts, and see if there is a member need for us to have afternoon or evening workouts as well. And the way Zena and Micah said that COVID has really enabled people realize the importance of their personal health. That's why we have a lot of outdoor morning runs. We still have a strong faith that gym business is still a valid option, and we hope to recall most of our staff who are laid off and to come back so that we operate at full capacity. And we'll continue. Also, I think organizations have also come to realize that the importance of them having healthy staff and employees, that the productivity of their staff is hinged upon their health status. So the aspect of just offering a medical cover is not it's not an end goal in itself of having a motivated staff. A staff who's motivated is a staff who provides value in terms of productivity and delivery. And this basically, it's not about you paying for your staff who are sick. It's more important that you negate the sickness and try to ensure that your staff remain healthy by creating an environment that they would be healthy. And as a result of that, we tend to foresee a situation where we will continue partnering with our corporate clientele. As much as they dropped off during COVID season, I think we'll go back aggressively to try to woo them back and try to develop programs with which we are going to continue partnering and ensuring that their staff remain healthy. The other aspect is Fulana sports should be moving away from a fitness-oriented perspective to more holistic wellness perspective. That we should be seeing ourselves going forward as a provider of essential services. That as a result of that, we need to partner with the medical community in ensuring that their sick clientele they take into consideration fitness and nutrition as part of their recovery process. So we should be geared at more of seeing ourselves as a wellness provider more than a fitness provider going forward. I really don't know what you guys have for your members at Saints Health Club come next year and beyond.
Thank you. Of course, like you had said, I think I'd just reiterate on the outdoor workouts and say, guys, I'm sure they have seen, we managed to paint the tires. We got new tires and we painted them, and they look all colorful and bright. So we're definitely preparing for them a tire workout. It's just going to be a workout just with tires only, and that is a class that, guys will definitely have to be looking forward to, just, tires only, and it's going to be crazy. Yeah.
This is what I have planned for our members. Basically, encouraging our members, continue to empower them, and also, increase their nutrition knowledge, because it's from knowledge that one sees the need to improve their wellness and work on their health, as well as nutrition and fitness, as far as these three are concerned. So that is my main goal, to bring clients on board and guide them appropriately so that they thrive in all areas, regarding their wellness.
So probably now we are going to do a trivia as we sum up, and maybe we'll start with Mike. The trivia question will be chest or legs. Would you prefer to have chest or legs?
Okay.
Basically, is it a squat or a chest press?
Okay. Answering in all honesty, the easier one for me is a chest press. But I prefer to have developed legs than a chest. So in short, I'm just trying to say I am now working on my lower body.
Zena, chest or legs?
Definitely legs. Because I really enjoy doing leg workouts, and I'm a sucker of squats and all things, the leg area, so I definitely go for legs.
Yeah, I think that sums up, it's a consensus, all of us. For me also, I'm a leggy person. I love leg day, so chest or legs, I prefer legs any day. Now, to sum it up, let's have your last calling shot, and as we sum up this roundtable discussion.
Thank you. I think all has been said, but what I'm just trying to say is stay consistent, stay dedicated, and as we start the new year, let's look forward to new goals, new gains, and let's keep consistent.
For me, I'd like to remind you that health is the best investment you can make for yourself, because only when you're healthy you'll be able to enjoy all aspects of life. So health comes first, and food plays a huge role in health. So let's embrace healthy eating, and that's nutrition for productivity and success.
At Fulana Sports and Saints Health Club, we strive to contribute to the well-being of our members. That's what we passionately love, and it tags along our core values of trust, health, positive health talk, dignity, and being customer focused. And we totally believe that as long as we remain towards focusing towards our clients, this is a calling that we only know. And we believe that going forward, we are going to serve our members with selfless dedication that we have always have. We wish our members a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Cheers.